Hi everybody, welcome back to Jess Plays Kimi Your Turn to Die. I said I was going to talk about some things that I think about the game, like, some of my own thoughts about characters, like my favorite ones and stuff like that. I'm also going to talk about some theories that I've got about what's going on in the story and that kind of thing. So, if you want to skip that stuff and just go straight to the gameplay, what I will do is I will put in a time skip, like a time that you can skip to in the description. So, no worries. You don't have to sit here through me rambling or, scrub across the bottom or anything. I will put it in there for you. Alright, let's get into this. So, first things first, I think I might do a character, like, sorter type thing. It's difficult for me to say, to rank them, I guess, because, like, I like all the characters really except for Soul. And I mean, I guess he's interesting enough. It's just he's like, I don't know, just like that kind of character starts to get really annoying after you've seen it like a million times, and they also get exceedingly annoying after you have to deal with like thirsty fandom thirsting over them all the time. So, I mean, because there's like a thing where I'm like, okay, like I'm not the biggest fan, of these kinds of characters, although I do think they can be well done. Like, I did genuinely enjoy, like, Alma in V3, not, like, a ton, and it was kind of like a love-to-hate him kind of thing, because it was just, like, he was so annoying, but I liked him better than, like, say, Komaeda, which, I have to say, really takes a step down, because I don't know, man, sometimes, like, Ogata Megumi does, like, really, like, voices that I really like, and then sometimes she does voices and I'm just like, girl, I love you, but fuck this. And like, and I'm not saying that as like an objective statement, I'm just saying for me personally, because a lot of people really like her style and I think that's totally cool. And, oh my god, she is such a cool person. Like, I've seen her do stuff, in person a lot, and like, even though I don't agree with her about certain things, like, she's just a chill-ass person. And I like her a lot, personally, and I think she works really hard and stuff. It's just, my personal tastes. So anyway, my favorite my favorite character in this game, I think might actually be Sarah. I think, like, this is going to be one of those rare occasions where I like the protagonist best, which, whoa, I don't actually know, I don't actually, like, that happens really rarely, I guess. Usually I like another character, better, because generally, when you're writing a protagonist, like, the protagonist is always the one that you have the most interiority on, and the one you're with all the time, and, like, I guess, like, the, temptation, or whatever, on the part of, like, the person who's creating it, is to just make them, like, a kind of, like, blank slate sort of thing so that it's easier to project onto them. But I actually really like that Sarah's not like that. Like, she starts off a little bit kind of like, genre unsavvy, and that's a bit frustrating maybe for me, because I'm like, girl, come on, read the room. But, like, she's really kind of becoming a lot more of, like, her own unique character, which I really like. And it's a kind of character that I like. It's not like where, you know, for example, say like Saihara in V3 very much has a character. He's not just an everyman like Naegi or anybody, but it's a kind of character that I fucking hate. Like, I'm really not a fan of the like, oh, woo, blue, 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 I'm so, like, whatever, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like man pain, mostly because like I am a big fan of woman pain, and therefore I find it kind of like overrated and annoying. But anyway, so I like Sarah because she has kind of like a lot more of a personality than a lot of like protagonists in these kinds of games, where we're kind of projecting onto her, but at the same time, like, you don't really need to, because she stands on her own as a character. Like, if one of the other characters was the main character, Sarah would still be, like, interesting, you know what I mean? And, I think that's really cool. Like, we get a lot of details about her, stuff like, the way she talks is unique, the way she, which is usually something you do not get in these kinds of games. Usually it's like, oh, protagonist talks like, you know, Joe Schmo, and then everybody else has some sort of like weird verbal tick. But no, she gets her own way to speak, which I can't comment on yet, because when I go back and play it in Japanese, then I'm gonna pick up all that stuff. And the two people I'm most excited to see how they talk in Japanese are Sara and Kyutaro. I'm also kind of interested to see how Mishima talks too. So anyway, Sara I think is my favorite, and I like that she's, I like her story, because I feel like her story is what I really wanted out of Akamatsu V3, where you have someone coming in and is kind of like, what the fuck's going on, but then very quickly sort of like comes into this leader role and is like, alright, this is what we've got to do, we can't give up, blah blah blah. And then as this game is going on, she's slowly getting more and more worn down. And, you know, you can see, like, hints of this throughout the game, which I'll cover in a minute, because that also ties into, my main theory of where the story is going. But yeah, so, you know, and I like that, like, we have the way that, like, Sara speaks is a small detail, the thing that she, like, you know, did kendo for a while, you know, gives her more personality. There's the fact that, you know, she has this really interesting, mostly platonic, relationship with Joe. It seems like it's intended canonically to be platonic, but, like, they put a little bit of a thing in there, like, if you want to ship them, that's cool too, which ideally is my ideal scenario, you know? Like, let the people who want to ship them, and let the people who don't, who want them to, like, be friends or whatever, to not do, to do what they want to do, and I think that's the ideal way to approach it, because that way everyone gets what they want, essentially. Except for people who need things to be, you know, 100% confirmed, but, you know, sorry guys, like, I'm not on your side, I guess. But anyway, she has this really, like, interesting platonic friendship with Joe. She's got, you know, this kind of, like, big sisterly sort of relationship with both Kana and Gin, and it takes different forms, I guess, because, like, they need different things. So with Gin, she's silly and, you know, validates the stuff that he's saying, because, you know, he's a kid and nobody takes him seriously, so one of the things that bothers him is, like, being treated like he's useless and things like that. And so she's treating him like an actual human being, which is good for him. And then for Kana, she's kind of, like, filling in a little bit more of that sort of, like, protective role, but also, like, trying to, like, push her a little bit to, like, do more stuff on her own. And then there's a bit of that with Now as well, I think. But yeah, I that's really, like, an interesting, sort of way of looking at it. But yeah, I really, really like Sara. I like all the characters, like I said, except for So, because I just find him really frustrating and annoying, and I'm like, ugh, it's this type, you know? And he's just so, like, so goody for all the fucking types like this, that I'm just like, ugh. Like, everyone else, like, oh, I can kind of see your ancillary type somewhere else, but, like, there's not other characters exactly like you, but I feel like I've seen So in a million other games. But yeah, I really like, let me see, who would be my, like, second favorite character? Man, I don't even know, they're, like, really good. I really liked Mishima, and I liked that they kept him in the narrative a little bit while longer with the AI and stuff. That was cool, and I like the way that, like, he's set up to be really intimidating and suspicious and then isn't. I like Joe a lot. I think Joe is great. I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, I have this headcanon where, like, Joe is, like, on a date with Yoko, and they come back to, like, his place or whatever, go to a park or something, and they're, like, making out, and he goes to, like, kiss her neck, and then Yoko, like, moans Sara's name, and Joe just looks at her, and he's like, honestly, same, and she's like, what? And he's like, nah, I'm just kidding, but I totally get why you'd be into Sara. Like, just, like, he's just that kind of dude, and I like that. He's not completely off the hook, necessarily, in terms of, like, being involved in all this being the death game, but, I do really like his character, and I like his character just if he just is what he is, and I also like his character if he's more than that, like, there is something a little bit darker going on there as well. I do think that he's really interesting that way, and he's a really nicely written character, because you can't fully trust him even, like, after everything's done with him, so I really, really like that. I also really like, the relationship between, like, Alice and Neko, and the fact that they don't get to have, like, an actual resolution. Like, one of them's gotta go, and, like, they never actually, like, get to have that sort of, like, reconciliation, because I feel like that's the kind of thing that, like, happens a lot in real life, where it's like, you know, you have, like, a not super great relationship with, like, say, like, a friend or a family member or whatever, and, like, you go your separate ways, and then you, like, maybe meet up again later, and it's weird and awkward, and then, like, something happens, and then you're like, oh no, like, I'm left with all this, like, regret. So I really liked that. I like that you can have those two different paths, and they both seem very different, which is kind of interesting. I'm all about that kind of thing. You know, I really like, I like Geen, too, because, like, Geen, like, he's, like, a legit, like, 6th grader. Like, he seems like he's a little bit more on kind of, like, the naive end of the scale. He's not going to be, like, you know, one of the kids that I used to teach in 6th grade, where he would constantly be making comments about my boobs or anything, but, nah, he does feel genuinely like a kid. Like, he wants to be, more important, and he wants to be taken seriously as an adult, and, you know, he has things that he does that are, like, actually, like, selfish and understandable and human. He's not like, and I'm gonna compare this to this one character in another game that Nate and I played, because my friend has been playing it and we've been talking about this. It's not like with Angie in, Valkyria Chronicles 4, where Angie's just like, she's like, oh, she's this beautiful little ball of innocence, and she just lights up the room with her smile, and she just wants everybody to love her, and blah blah blah. And it's like, ugh, like, gross. Because, you know, at that point, like, they're not a character, like, they're a prop, you know? And I have a lot of hang-ups about using kid characters as props and stuff. I mean, unless, like, I guess, like, a literal infant you could use as a prop, metaphorically. Because, they're not gonna have, like, impact in the story or anything. But, like, Geen has agency, you know? And Geen chooses to do stuff, and Geen gets into a tight spot, at the end of, the sub-game because of the choices that he's made, you know? And it's not on you. Like, no matter what you do as the character, he still ends up there, and I like that, you know, he's getting these consequences for, like, decisions that he's made, based on what he thinks is right. And so I really like that, too. I love Kyutaro as well, just because, like, he's just such he comes out and you're like, oh, look at this fucking joke character, but then he actually is really interesting. Like, he's got the whole thing going on with him being, from the orphanage, and he's selfish, but he's realistically selfish, and, like, he's really good at justifying his selfishness to himself, which I think is really, like, innately human. And comes across really nicely in his character. Like, the fact that it takes him so long to actually hit the button to turn around the target with Geen in my route, and then in the other route where he never actually hits the button, and he feels guilty about it, of course, but he just, you know, he can't overcome his own self-preservation kind of things, and because he has a code, he's not going to break any rules, but if the rules allow him to put himself first, then, you know, he's gonna do that. And it makes sense, because he's a sports guy, so he's competitive, you know? It's just really like that. So, and I haven't talked about all the characters, but I'll probably talk about all of them at some point. Maybe I'll make a separate video or something at the end of this. And just do theories and whatever, because this is getting kind of long, so I really hope that you guys are not turned off by this. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about my theories, because I do actually have a solid theory going on about this, and I think I have some evidence to support it. Yeah, the many years of lit crit classes that I've had to take over the course of my life are you know, useful for something. So, alright. So I'm thinking that, so since this game, it seems like Sarah's not, like, an incidental protagonist. She's not just there randomly. She didn't just get caught up in this for no reason. She's there for a purpose, and she's very deeply entwined with what's going on in this game. Because clearly, like, there's a lot of things that are related to Sarah herself that are kind of, like, coming into play here. So, yeah, that was the other thing that I like about Sarah, is, like, it seems like she's adopted, but she's not aware that she's adopted. Because it would be strange if, like, she's having these one-on-one conversations with Kyutaro, and he's getting real serious about this kind of stuff in, like, his time in the orphanage, and Sarah never says, like, you know, oh, actually, I'm adopted too. You know what I mean? So anyway, here we go. I'm revising my doll theory, because I don't think Sarah is a doll. I think Sarah is a real person. Most of the other characters, though, I'm thinking are probably dolls. Now, yes, Fako did not have blood, but Fako didn't have blood specifically so that everybody could see that she was a doll. The other dolls have had blood. Miley bleeds when, you know, she gets smacked in the head with a frying pan. Safalin bleeds when she's trying to show Gin that it's okay, like her healing stuff works. And the fact that the stuff that works on Safalin works on Gin kind of makes me think that, you know, hey, this is what's going on. So I think Joe is also a real person. I think Kai is a real person. And I think maybe Keiji. I'm not 100% about, like, who's dolls and who's not, but I'm thinking, like, majority of people are probably dolls, of people who have already been killed. And, like, Sarah is at the center of this, and here's what I think is going on. I think Sarah's dad is involved with the criminal underworld, and this whole thing is a, like, kodoku, you know, training kind of thing, designed to groom Sarah to take over her father's criminal empire. That's what I'm thinking is going on. Here's why. So, you have that conversation with Keiji about the Hades incident, and it just seems weird that it's just dropped in there, and if I'm recalling correctly, I think it's not a free time. I think, like, that's one of the things that you could just freebie find out, and I think you might have to, actually. I think he forcibly forces that plot point on you. And I think that he so I think that, and there's the whole thing too about, like, how, like, Sarah's dad clearly is involved in this somehow, and then there's the whole thing with Kai. So anyway, there's the Hades incident, and Keiji's talking about how several years ago all the criminal underworlds wanted to unite under one banner. And so what they did was, I guess they took the most eligible folks to lead it from all the different organizations, threw them into a death game together, and then the one that won rose to the top, and was the one who took over the whole underworld. And I'm thinking that that was Sarah's father. Because it seems like he's got that, like, Junko vibe where it's like, I'm silly and stupid, but I'm clearly important, and, you know, I'm probably a lot more dangerous than I look. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting for him, and, like, you know, why else, who the fuck else is gonna have, like, a secret bodyguard? Because, like, if the Chidoins were, and I mean, I just will point this out, that, like, Chidoin also is, like, sounds like a really, like, fancy, like high-class name to me. If the Chidoins were honestly really, like, you know, like, above the board kind of famous and important, I feel like they wouldn't need a secret person to follow Sarah around, and I feel like Sarah would then be able to be like, oh, well, you know, my dad's a politician, or, like, oh, my dad's, like, you know, the head of this investigative unit, or whatever. Like, there would be some sort of, like, thing to, like, for her to rationalize it, because she's not dumb, and it seems like she could put those things together. But because she thinks that she's a from a normal family, you know, and she doesn't even know that she's being protected by Kai. That makes me think, like, you know, mob boss's daughter kind of deal. So that's one of the reasons. Now, for Kai, speaking of Kai, I think that Kai originally is from an organization where he was being sent undercover to try and I guess maybe, like, assassinate Sarah, or, like, get information on the Chidoins or something. And he goes and he ends up becoming enamored of Sarah in whatever fashion that is. Yeah, it's kind of unclear, like, exactly the nature of his feelings for her, and I kind of like that, actually, because it makes it, like, more interesting and sort of complex. So he's there, and he finds this affection for this girl, and I guess also for her dad, like this affection for her dad as well. And he breaks with his organization that's trying to take down the crime ring, and he, and so he's the one who, he's the one who's like flipping those people off. Now, apparently there's that weird thing where they're like, oh, from the context, I guess it's his parents, but like that could be a red herring. Or, I mean, it could be that maybe his dad or his mom or somebody literally is in that organization. I mean, that's also possible too. So, anyway, I think Kai's from, like, what people would call the justice side of things. And so he's, like, with, like, the government or the police force or whatever, and maybe he was sent undercover, and so he's reporting back, and he's the contact or whatever, and then they're like, no, he's gone native. So then, now I'm thinking about Atomic Blonde. So, alright, so that's Kai's involvement in this thing. Now, next, we want to talk a little bit about kind of like Sarah herself, and why I think that this might be heading that way. So you've got Sarah, and Sarah's thing is she tries her best in the first part of the game to get through so everybody survives, but obviously she fails because the game is set up that way. Now, when she continues, you can notice in a lot of points in Chapter 2, Part 1, where the game specifically points out to you that, like, she's starting to change, There's several points where she's talking about, like, oh god, I'm getting desensitized to these deaths. There's a lot of points where she's like, I'm so tired, and I don't know how much longer I can fight this. There's a lot of points where, she's just, like, being worn down emotionally. And then there's the whole thing with the Joe hallucinations, where she's having these hallucinations about Joe, and it's all about her guilt and everything, and so she's trying to overcome her guilt, but in the same way, it's like, there's a healthy way to overcome guilt, and then there's an unhealthy way to overcome guilt, which ends with you, making out with Sophalin, I guess. But, like, I wonder if part of it is, like, getting her to, deal with and cope with the loss of Joe to make her harder, so that she's more ruthless to take over the crime boss, to become a crime boss at the end of this, It's to desensitize her to seeing people die. It's to desensitize her from, making, or I guess to, make her not want to, make her not feel like it's worth it to create, like, emotional bonds with people, make her want to use people and think about the roles that they play, and, like, who's whatever, how to see through arguments and how to talk people down and get people to listen to you, how to manage people and things like that. So, like, it really does seem like it's kind of molding her into this thing. Now, so I have to talk about, Satogash, I guess, because he's there, and he's like, oh, I'm here researching negative emotions on humans, blah, blah, blah. I think that's a cover story. I don't think that that's necessarily anything that's a big deal. I think it's kind of a red herring. Might not be, though. It could also be tied into the crime boss thing, too, where they're trying to find out, like it's the truth, but it's not the truth, so he's unintentionally or indirectly talking about what's happening to Sarah. Like, your negative emotions are going to make you stronger for this role we need you to fill. And then that would also tie in with the roles that happen in the main game, and that kind of thing. So then, we come to, like, the really interesting part, right? So the really interesting characters in this theory, aside from Kai and Sarah herself, are Keiji and Joe. So Keiji is an ex-cop, and we know that the person that he ended up, I think her name's Megumi, Sasahara Megumi, I think, who is a current detective, was in the first trial with him, and he let her die. And we don't know the whole story because we only see, like, a clip of the victim video that Now buys, but, like, you see it and you're like, okay, well, this would make sense, because if Keiji is an ex-detective, and it would also explain why Keiji is, like, so 100% on your side with everything and ready to support you with anything. Because I think Keiji used to be a detective and then fell into this crime underworld somehow. And so he, or maybe he grew up with the crime world and then tried to redeem himself by becoming a cop, and then it didn't work out, so he stopped. But I think Keiji is also working for Sara's dad in some capacity, or the people running the death game, because I think he is building up Sara to become the leader, and so he's being the good little stappa and, you know, being a subordinate to her and supporting her no matter what she does and encouraging her to kind of come into her own and things like that. And he keeps trying to brush it off with these jokes about how he's like, oh, it's because you're cute and I want to date you and blah blah blah. And like, I don't think that's actually it. I think it's he's, especially because he's so concerned about people finding out about his personal info. It's as if you could say he's acting cagey. Oh my god, I can't believe it works in English too. It's not the same joke in Japanese. In Japanese, like, keiji is like a police detective. Like, that's the word for police detective. And tanto is like a private dick. So you, that's, I love that. Anyway, you, so he's, you know, trying to support her, and because he really plays up the whole, like, you know, Omowari-san kind of role, where he's like, oh, I'm the friendly neighborhood policeman, trust me, yay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you do know that he was poor when he was a kid, and he says he uses his mom's, like, delivery bicycle, which could mean she was delivering papers, but it also could mean she was delivering anything, so, like, drugs or whatever, you know, or information or whatever. So, yeah, I think that Keiji is somehow wrapped up in the whole criminal underworld thing, and he's here to oversee sort of like Sara's development. Kai was there to sort of like interrupt it, and then he decided, no, I'm not going to actually do that, and then he decides, ah, shit, you know, I'm actually going to you know, undercut whoever it is that we're talking about. So yeah, I have to think about how that one email fits in where it's implied that Kai's group is the one that's holding them hostage and doing the kidnapping or whatever, but I'll have to think about that a little bit more. This theory isn't without holes. I just think this is what I'm throwing at the wall right now to see if it sticks. So anyway, we have that. Now, the really, really, really interesting part of this is, to me at least, is Joe's role. So I think Joe so I could go two ways with this. One, if Joe is a doll, then it's possible that Joe found out about what they were going to do to Sara to try and create her and build her up into this crime boss. He opposed it, and he got killed, and then was replaced with a doll with its memories of that stuff wiped, right? That's one possibility. The other possibility is that he actually was alive and he was sincerely in the game, and this one is the more interesting one to me. And he's sincerely there to be the sacrifice that pushes Sara over the edge and sets her on the path toward becoming the hardened crime boss. And he willingly takes that role, and so the sacrifice card that he gets in the first main game isn't just like nonsense that So was dealing with. I think it's possible, because we don't know how the card got from So to Joe. It's possible that they could be in cahoots, you know, like where So is helping things along as well, and So goes to Joe and says, all right, I found the sacrifice card, here you go, like, now you can do your thing. And he goes and he does it, and so like it's set up from the beginning, you know. So Joe goes into this knowing he's gonna die, and he does it because he thinks this is what's best for Sara. Like, I think Joe sincerely cares about Sara and really is a really good friend, but I think maybe what he thinks is best for her might be clouded by kind of other stuff that's going on. So that's the really more interesting sort of like side of it that I think could possibly happen. So yeah, that's my theory as of right now about the overarching story and about like the sort of like, you know, truth behind why the death game is happening and why Sara's there, because clearly she's involved in this and for a reason. So yeah, I think that's that. I think the other people are just people who have somehow run across the crime boss, or run across like Sarah's dad's organization and have been killed as a result. And so they've been replaced with dolls, and they are testing out the AI and things like that because maybe they want like to ensure that like they'd never have to do this again to choose an heir. So like if they can get Sarah into the perfect like mindset for this, then they can just like update her AI and make the dolls, and then she can continue to run the crime thing in perpetuity, the organization in perpetuity. You know what I mean? So I think it could all fit together like that. Like I said, the really only big like thorn in my side here is the email that implies that Kai's organization is the one that's setting up the death game. But I mean, that's the other thing too, is like there's so many different ways that you could explain that, and like I can't confidently talk about the emails without looking at the wording in Japanese too, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's what I think right now. That's my theory. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to nearly half an hour of this. Sorry everybody that wanted to see the game. Let me actually oh crap. Alright, hang on. Everybody, I'll be back in a second. Hello again, and we're back to just actually playing Kimi ga Shine Your Turn to Die. Sorry everybody who didn't want to hear the theory stuff. We're starting now. Yeah. So I have to go back to 26 is my... Yeah, okay, here we go. So here we are. The head of Rio Ranger. He was just a doll, just like the fake Reiko, who will henceforth be known as Faiko. Joe's hair clip remains in his hair. Take it! Yeah! Give it back, this is Joe's! Obtain Joe's hair clip. Torso of Rio Ranger. Because of Ranger, Reiko and Faiko are both. Reiko lies in the center of the Room of Lies. Tons of blood is pouring from her chest. Okay. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to mention too. So I was thinking about the names of the dolls in Japanese, and I noticed something. So Sumaili is Hoemi desho. And Hoemi, so their Hoemi Ranger is Totonoiru, and Safalin is, what is it, Hanaki, or whatever, like Hanaki, like half crying. And so it's funny because each of them actually has like an actual name hidden in there somewhere. So like for Miley, it would be Emmy. You know, you could call her Emmy as a nickname. You could call Ranger Noel or Noel, and you could call what was it Hanaki, because you could get Hana out of it, kind of. Safalin kind of throws a giant wrench in the works, but you know, hey, whatever. To the long stairs. I'll go to the medical office. Everyone should already be waiting there. Oh, he's here. I was like, where the fuck is Keiji? Alright, let's talk to you first. So and Kana are whispering in the corner. Not the kind of thing I can barge into. Agree to disagree, Sara. Kyutaro is chatting happily with Gin and Keiji. It's hard to imagine the main game is approaching. Big Sis Sara! Gin, you're up and moving already? Yeah, I'm totally better! Woo! Poison won't scare me anymore, nya! The antidote Keiji brought's working like a charm. I don't feel no weird after effects neither. Good showing from your friendly policeman, eh? Really was a close call. If Keiji hadn't found the antidote, both of them might have... Keiji. Good job knowing where it was. Thank you very much. It's about the only thing I could do. Mostly it came down to Kyutaro putting his life on the line. You're really something, you know? Nah. Couldn't do hardly anything, all told. And we lost two Reikos. Human or doll, it doesn't matter. Both of them were our allies, and... What do you mean, ally? Alice. All of you are really stupid. All the kidnappers are planning here is for us to kill each other. You let some live and kill someone else. It's all there is. So why would you help each other? Why try to be kind? Reiko was the same. If she thought only for herself a little more, maybe she wouldn't have had to die like that. Alice? Don't forget about Reiko. She was lonesome, despite how she looked. Yeah. Of course we won't forget. We can't. Maybe there's something wrong with me, too. Even though you and I are both soon going to be killing each other. So, all of you have assembled. I will now begin explanations for the second main game. Mr. Ibushigin, how are you faring? There he is, Nya! Uncle Crabstash! That's really funny. Uncle Crabstash? Think we're just gonna sit here and listen to your damn explanation? Damn, I am loving the music in this game. You guys are always pulling tricks. We won't trust you. What the heck? Don't come any closer, Nya! Fantastic. Yeah? Just amazing, Mr. Ibushigin. Astonishing resilience. Why, you're the picture of health already. And Uncle Crabstash, it is an honor to receive such a charming nickname. You screwing with us now? Oh yes, I was hoping they would change the thing. Mr. Kyutaro Burgerberg, you're healthy as well. My word, the stamina of a first-class baseball player is truly something else. Fantastic, simply fantastic. I feel sick, yeah. Oh dear, so there is yet some venom left. It's not that! Woo! When are you getting to the explanation? Pardon me. Well then, I shall explain this main game. That said, the basic rules are the same. It is a voting game making use of 4 cards: the Keymaster, Sage, Sacrifice, and Commoner. The Keymaster is the Keyman of Destruction, should they be chosen. The one who carries it bears great responsibility, but it also serves as armor. The Sage is a superhuman who knows the one in the possession of the Keymaster role, but once exposed, it is hard to protect oneself. The Sacrifice will die unless chosen. They are the sole person who can turn defeat into victory, or victory into defeat. And the Commoners have no power at all, but thus they fill the role of guiding the discussion in the proper direction. I wouldn't say that, necessarily, because the Commoners are voting. So, like, yeah, they're really important. However, this time, we will use data in place of paper cards. Data? Card data has already been distributed at random to the voting tablets you possess. All that remains is the permission to access it. Why'd you have to make it so roundabout? Very sharp indeed, Mr. Kyutaro. Because this time you are able to make trades, which we clearly couldn't have done with physical cards. And forcibly at that. Oh my god, so this reminds me of, so the two Nates and Viren and I do a lot of Pokemon tournaments, and what we did one time was we were playing a game where you would have to randomly choose cards and get Pokemon that were in the pool, and then you could choose, you could play another card that was like an action card, and you could do things like forcibly switch with someone else. You could do something like make everybody choose a Pokemon and pass it to the person on their right. Like, it was so much fun. We can trade our cards? Indeed. Now then, let me show you. Come forth, ring-up box! A phone booth came from the floor. Ooh, this is getting very DRK too. You may trade cards by making requests at one of these ring-up boxes situated in each room. They're simple to use. Simply insert 50 tokens and grab the receiver. 50 tokens? Of course, just like the sub-game, you cannot use your own tokens. What a ridiculous rule! Oh, I thought you would have been delighted, Mr. Kyutaro. That's an awful rule. People without tokens don't even get the right to trade. Trades are one-on-one with who you wish. Please trade freely with whomever you wish. You have a time limit of approximately 3 hours. When all have returned to their bedrooms, that will signal the start of the trading phase. Do not wear such gloomy looks, everyone. Win and survive, for you are all born to win, because we're all dolls. And Sarah. The heck is he talking about? So then, please return to your rooms within 5 minutes. If you do not, you understand, don't you? The atmosphere is unpleasant. We look at each other's faces and try to judge how we're feeling. What should I say? We'll definitely escape. We'll escape for sure. Sarah, it's not like we're out of time. There must be something we can do. It might sound flimsy, but I'm not giving up. You said it, Sarah. I mean, it ain't like everything's going hunky-dory for him, neither. The guy with the stash shooting ranger must have been unexpected too, right? Huh? What? I said something weird? No, you're exactly right. Unexpected. If we look for things our enemy didn't expect, there's sure to be a way out of this. Then I'll head back first. Don't want to get killed for being tardy. Let's get going, guys. Making a save. Making a save. We gotta make a save before I continue. Okay. Hopefully I can use less saves. So, I'm wondering... Alright. Let's see what unexpected bullshit we can pull. Everyone's heading off to their bedrooms, glancing at each other's faces and seeing looks of anxiety mixed with trust. Big Sis Sarah. What is it, Keen? I hid it 'cause the suspicious loner was there. But I might have found a way out. Huh? I don't want to trouble you guys anymore, nya, so I'll do my best. Keen! I feel so uneasy. Is everything going to be okay? Whew. A ring-up box has appeared in the back of my room. It's quiet. Here in my room, I'm all alone. Huh? My hands are shaking. Back there I tried to cheer everyone up so they wouldn't be uneasy. I told myself I couldn't give in around them. When I'm alone, I'm so cowardly. No, I can't get timid. What the? Suddenly, the tablet began making a sound. Could this sound mean it's begun? The trading phase of the main game will now begin. Now accessing your roll card. My roll! It's gonna be sacrifice, isn't it? A fateful moment. My heartbeat is loud and out of control. Subconsciously I was praying. Don't do it. Anything but the one that killed Joe! Commoner. I see. Ha ha! Before I knew it, I dropped to the floor. Relief. I stayed there motionless for a few minutes. Thank God. Hey, Sarah! Keiji, now. Is that you now? Does my voice sound that cute? Nope, it's your friendly policeman. Keiji, should I open the door and invite him in? Ask him for a password? If you're Keiji, you should know the password. Tell it to me! Now that's a toughie. Guess this case is going unsolved. I can only imagine Keiji giving such an unmotivated reply. Okie dokie, I'll just get straight to business. Business? Sorry, you're... the sacrifice, right? What? That's one obvious reaction, Sarah. Shoot, I made it sound weird. Ah, thank goodness. If you really were the sacrifice, I'd have been pretty worried. I haven't confirmed anything yet. You make it obvious, but you won't confess. Sure enough, you're clever. But you're still a bad liar, huh? Whew. Well, I'm the keymaster. Not gonna trust me at my word, though, are you? Just hold on a sec, Sarah. I hear footsteps trailing away from my door. What's he going to do? He's gonna trade you the keymaster card. Come on. Huh? The tablet again. My role changed! The first trade has just been performed. A trade? Well, I traded you my keymaster. What? Practically on reflex, I opened my door. Thanks. So sorry, you were a commoner, huh? What were you thinking? I dragged him into the room and closed the door. That was a valuable chance for a trade. Why did you go and waste it on this? Huh. You're mad at me? I'm not mad. Just wanted you to trust me. We've only got 3 hours. No time to waste suspecting each other over roles. 'Cause we're gonna make our escape. I understand. You must have an idea. Tell it to me. Right. Making a save. Making a save. Gonna make a save. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Say, Sarah, what sorts of methods could we escape by, you think? Oh no. Is this going down the we'll spiritually set ourselves free from our bodies? Methods? Secretly look for an exit. Defeat our enemy and leave. Destroy the death game! It could cause a stir, to the point that they're like, the death game is neither here nor there. Then what? Should we make a time bomb? What are you, fucking Mimura from Battle Royale? Yes, please. Sure enough, the thing we need is information. Where is this place? What sort of building is it? If we just had a floor map at least, we'd have half a chance. A floor map? Who among us would know something like that? Huh? Wait, is there someone? Oh, I mean Kai, presumably? Kai, of course! Exactly. Way to go, Sarah. Kai was connected with the baddies. Even if he didn't know the details of the death game, he might have known something about this facility. But Kai's gone now. So then, the laptop he left behind? Yep, there's still info we haven't checked on that laptop. Kyutaro got his hands on it once, but it ran out of battery. And now it's back in So's hands. It'll be hard to get back. And that brings us to... You remember the place we found it? That room full of rubble? Well, I did a little detectivizing in there. You got a sec, Sarah? What is it? Kiji whispered in my ear. Kai came to that room. What? Now, let's move. There's no time. Hold on, Keiji! Kai was in that room? But before we even came to the 3rd floor, Kai was already... Doll shenanigans. I'm now save happy after that time travel episode. Now! Is that now? Sarah, what's the matter? Oh, I just figured I shouldn't be sitting still. I thought I should be thinking about a way for us to escape, too. So I'll tell you right away if I find anything, Sarah. Strange. Huh? Maybe I'll lend you my aid, Sarah. Your aid? I can now use Keiji's partner ability. My detective sight. Should be at least a little bit useful. Touch the icon. Okay. Tell you right away if I find anything, Sarah. Is something wrong? Nah, it's nothing. I'll be going then. What was that sensation? Did you just see something too, Sarah? Huh? You had the same eyes as me. Perhaps you could call them judge eyes. God, what a dumb name. The eyes of a shrewd detective who never overlooks the heart's unrest. You sense something shady about now. Must be the result of spending days with her. What are you trying to say, Keiji? You mean Now is hiding something? Dunno. Unfortunately, we don't exactly have time to confirm that right now. Let's do what we have to. There's only ever one option to take. Now. So, the rumor rubble is past the ruined corridor. Let's go. Okay. So, whoops. I didn't actually want to save here. Okay, so my thing is, I think that Now has a sacrifice card. At this current moment. Kyutaro is sitting silently. Now what am I gonna do? Feels like he's breathing a little easy. Scare him from behind. What are you doing now? Kyutaro, what are you going to do now? Oh, Sarah, I was thinking that this is exactly the sort of time to leisurely think about clues for escape. But I'm having a humdinger of a time on account of finding diddly squat. I'm saying I haven't found anything yet. Well, but I guess there's one thing. Kai's laptop. It's pretty much all I got. Would be nice to persuade So, but he ain't leaving his room. And Kana's with him too. Hope he don't use her for nothing evil. I sense impatience from Kyutaro. Maybe the reason he's not entirely at his wit's end is because he's got lots of tokens. Alice is gazing toward the room of lies. You need something? Are you okay? Are you okay? Don't worry about it, Chidoi and Sarah. My feet just naturally came here. I won't go any further than this. More importantly, Chidoi and Sarah now went into the room of lies earlier. Huh? She said brave things around me, but her wounds may be deep after all. Check on her if you have the time. I don't want to return there anymore. If I did go back, I'd surely also... I feel a quiet anger from Alice. That's no good. Feels like he's up to something. Now staring directly at Neko's body. She doesn't seem to notice us at all. Sure enough, she's acting strange. Sarah, not right now. Ugh. I sense pressing emotions from now. There's no time right now, Sarah. Fuck you, KG! Trying to be a good friend, Jesus. Okay, let's save. Just in case there actually is a time limit on this. Geen! Sarah, hide! Huh? Looks like we're not alone. I can hear rummaging sounds in the pitch-dark room. That's Geen! Let's watch things unfold. What in the world is he doing? This is it, ya! A passage appeared. See, I can... Not good. He's going in alone. Let's stop Geen. There might be danger. Let's go stop him. Right, let's go. You prepared? No. Let me save again. Okie dokie, but promise me one thing. In the off chance there's something dangerous waiting up ahead, you'll be able to run away even if it's on your own, won't you? Yes, and you too, KG. Roger that. The passage is lit by a dim light and gently slopes downward. The further we advance, the steeper the slope gets. Careful not to slip. Yeah. Geen, how far did you go? Huh? It's a dead end. Ah, KG, isn't this... There's a hole like a trash chute in the floor. Geen must be through here. Let's drop down. What room is this? It's the kitchen. Huh? It seems somehow familiar. This is where we came from. To think it would connect to here. Well now, I remember coming here. If I remember right, this is the first floor kitchen! The place where Nao was hiding out and holding Professor Mishima's head. It's pitch black. Was Nao sitting in the dark like this too? All alone, talking to Mishima's head? Nao was despairing. And Kai used that despair to take the laptop from So. Amazing how she could recover from that. We're all getting stronger bit by bit. I think recover is a strong word to use considering she's upstairs in the room of lies right now, like fucking freaking out. Yeah, but at the same time... Nah, forget it. Hold on a second. Did no one notice this secret passage? Maybe Miley. I wonder if Kai noticed the secret passage. Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting. Huh? Whether he knew it from the start or only noticed while searching, I don't know. But I'm thinking it's the fundamental reason the laptop ended up in the room of rubble. Kai came to the 3rd floor and placed the laptop there. He's right, it's possible. Ha 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 ha! That's convinced me, personally. Alright, let's go look for Geen. The room is well air-conditioned. Seems to be a refrigerator. Okay. Cafeteria. Any more darts you want to give me? Hey Miley, you want to hook up? See what I mean, though, about the, like, oh, we're getting quote-unquote stronger. Like, Aw. Huh? I wonder why. I'll check the door. It's locked and won't open. This door, was it always locked? No. Taking a closer look at the doorknob, I found a dial lock on the side. Looks like you have to set it from a number from 1 to 9. KG, please bust the door down with your brute strength like usual. Huh? I don't think that's in my wheelhouse. These are arms for protecting people, see? Sure enough, I should consider how to solve this. I wonder if there's a hint anywhere. Maybe we won't deal with that just yet. The dartboard has no power and gives off no light. Oh. Something is on the floor under the painting. Obtained victim disc E. Ooh. Let's make a save and then let's talk to Joe even though that's ill-advised. Shouldn't look at them. Judge eyes. We got judge eyes. I'm assuming that is the places with Joe in them. Oh ho ho ho. What's up, Sarah? Oh, it's nothing. I'm fine. It appears to be a blackboard. There's a list of names. Kendrink. Alice, Kai, Kazumi, Keiji, Shinsuke, So, Naomichi, Mai, Megumi, Reiko, Kyutaro. Kendrink. Anzu, Kana, Gin, Kugie, Sara, Joe, Nao, Hinako, and Nanmaru. Could these be the names of all the participants in the death game? Huh. Now that I think about it, this could be pretty important info. Might want to commit it to memory. Yeah, bet there are people waiting for him to come back. Right, this isn't just our tragedy. Well, at any rate, we should be able to open the pink room with this info. Don't know if Gein's in there, but want to go check? I can faintly make out some erased words. Abandon yourself. Door leading to the grounds where the main game is held, presumably. Okay. I can try just every possibility, and I'll have it solved in 9 tries. Hold on, Sarah. There are little holes in the knob. Holes? It might pop out poison needles. Yeah, then I can't get this wrong. Sure there's no hint somewhere in this room? You should know what's up before you try. Even though it was open the first time. There's small writing under the doorknob. Input the number of kiddos who can't drink. Huh. Is this our hint? It's a little sarcastic. But I think I can solve the dial riddle now. Okay, the number of kids who can't drink. Oh, I have to actually commit it to memory. Okay. Oh, never mind. Alright, hang on. Go to the bar. Anzu, Kana, Gin, 1, 2, 3. Kugie Sara Joe, 1, 2, 3. Now Hinako Namaru, 1, 2, 3. So 9. Okay, let's input it. How about 9? The handle turns with a click and the door opens. Looks like that was right! Way to go, Sara! Now we can enter the pink room. Heart-shaped vent. I'm assuming Gin went in there. Heart-shaped vent. The door's open. It's big enough for a person to fit into. It's pitch black through there. Might lead somewhere else entirely. What should I do? Go through the vent, Sara, come on. Even knowing the dangers, eh? Let's go. Ooh. Hey, girl. Hey, girl, hey. I've never seen this room before. Watch your step. There are things on the desk. It's too dark to see anything. Let's make a save. Looks like a refrigerator. It's too dark to see anything. Looks like a monitor. On computer screen. What? There's some video playing. Hey, help me, please! It's... I didn't know anything! You're listening there, aren't you? Help me! What's going on over there? Can you hear us? Hey, say something back! I won't tell anyone, I promise! Is this a video recording? Why is this now necessary? I thought it was decided She? I've got no qualms, I just want to live in peace. Don't tell me. We're all gathered for her sake? Chidoin, Sara? What? Damn you! I'll kill you! All you organization members, and Chidoin Sara! I'll curse your name from hell! Don't look, Sara! Ah! Sorry, my throat's a little bit sore. No! This is probably footage of a person who died in the first trial. I don't even know this person. I don't know this person. I've never seen his face before. But he said your name. I don't know why. Sara, you might just have an intimate connection to this death game. No way. But I really... It's no use. The more I say, the more suspicious I look. Just, what am I? Please believe me, Keiji. How amusing. Are you going to be our goddess of victory, or our angel of death? Doesn't sound too bad to bet my life on that. Your life? That's been my plan for a while now. Can I trust my life to you, Sara? It's a heavy burden. That's a heavy burden for me. Too bad. What if I am an angel of death? Let's see now. Would you die along with me? I don't intend to die. That's a good answer. Okay, let's search around a little more. Right. Trust. I've always been a bit suspicious of him. Keiji never wants to talk about himself. Ex-detective. There must be a past he can't talk about, a truth he can't say. Even so, Keiji bet on me. Can I bet on Keiji? There's something here. It's almost like a person. A person? just as KG reached out his hand. Huh? The lights! This is Miley! KG, get away! No. Not alive, is it? Huh? What does he mean? It's just a powerless doll, not moving an inch. You mean... she's out of power? Did Miley run out of power and stop moving? No, I don't mean that. This is the Miley we first met. First? After the 11 of us came together. Our first mission was to search for the scattered parts of Miley's body, wasn't it? Come to think of it, we searched for the parts and then assembled her. And after that, a white gas filled the room, and Miley suddenly started to move. A white gas? That's right, the room filled with gas. It's connected to this room by ventilation. That's when the human Miley swapped herself in. So the real one and this doll are different. If you retrace your memories, you should realize it. Dolls don't bleed. Ranger, the doll, proved that fact with his body. And Miley bled when Kai attacked her. All starting to line up, isn't it? I bet this room still hides some interesting truths. Let's keep searching. I wonder if Miley's still on this floor somewhere. God, I hope so. Alright, so if that's the case, then maybe we aren't dolls. Or maybe some of us are dolls, but we just don't know it yet. But we have an easy way of finding out, and it's called cutting your hand. Come here, KG, we're gonna be blood brother siblings. I still think my main theory about Sarah being groomed for the, to take over the crime ring is still 100% true, though. I still honestly think that. And that seems to get more and more probable as time goes on. I wonder if Miley's maybe like my competition. Machine parts are scattered about. Huh. I feel like these are similar materials to our collars. Looks like a refrigerator. It won't open. Behind the thick glass, I can see a figure that appears to be sleeping. KG, there's a person! Huh, doesn't show any signs of moving. Do they not notice us? Can't imagine it's a survivor at this point. If they're an enemy, let's hope they don't notice us. For now, it doesn't seem like there's any way we can get to the other side anyway. Let's leave quietly when we're done searching. The door is shut tight. There's no handle. Probably can't be opened manually. Monitor isn't powered. Neither is this one. Computer tower. Better make sure not to kick it. Lol. Glowing computer screen. Computer disks. What are these? I'm not really sure. This one has a label on it. Obtained first floor security camera footage disc. Security camera? Well now, we might have been getting filmed. You don't mean the whole time? It's not so strange. There's too many of us for just the floor masters to watch over. When you think about it, maybe so, but I'm curious about the footage. Could we look at the footage? Got you curious, eh? Yes. We can probably view the footage on that computer. Should we watch it? Miley doll is sitting down. Okay, time for a save. Victim disk E. VG person, you missed this one. First floor security camera data. That's what's written on the disk. Alright, so I think that dude was the self-employed guy, I should say. The 0% survival rate dude. The Kimi Sheen. I think that was him. I'll put in the disc from the drawer. The computer began loading the video. This is when we all first met up. enough, we were being observed. Huh? This video doesn't have sound. Ah. Joe. Sarah? Tara? I'm okay. What is it? This video is pretty long. We should probably skip to the important parts. You're right. Are you prepared? Huh? You could see things you don't like. The other sides of your allies. That's true. What if some distrustful act got recorded? I'm just over here thinking, like, you know, you're gonna catch, like, Dako and Now making out or something. Keiichi's still suspecting that there might be a traitor. Will you be okay, Keiichi? You didn't do anything suspect, did you, Keiichi? Defiant, aren't you? Let's watch the rest, shall we? Keiichi began to play the rest of the video. Our actions up to this point played back. A recording from when we were all still alive. We skipped through, checking for anything suspect. And... Sarah. It's okay, keep it going. You sure are strong. Hmm? What? The Central Hall. Someone placed a card? It's one of the roll cards used in the first main game. Who placed it? Kyutaro? Well, I mean, it did say kiddos on the door, so... And now someone picked it up. So... Whew, that's some unexpected footage. To think Kyutaro was the one who set the roll cards in place. Hold on a second. Think back on earlier. We had a discussion like this before, remember? The one who set up the cards should have been So. So executed a strategy in the bar so he could use Kana. He placed the sacrifice card he had Kana pick it up, and traded her a commoner card to put her in his debt. And then So and Joe pick up the sacrifice card. All of it was a trap laid by So, I thought. But from what we see in this video, it's Kyutaro who placed the cards first. So just saw him and adopted it, that's all. No way. Well, there's not much video left. Trying to sort my head out, I pushed play. Sure enough, Kyutaro was shown again and again, secretly placing cards. So picked up a few of those cards. And indeed, made a trade with Kana. It was all true. Some mysteries solved, others added. Keeping my hazy feelings in check, I let the remaining bit of the video play. Huh? Are Joe and Kai talking about something? Such enigmatic faces. Just what were those two talking about one-on-one? Joe never told me anything like this. Ugh, if we could just hear their voices. That's everything of note in the footage. Sure took up some time. We should leave here soon. You hold on to this disc, Sarah. Okay. We made some findings. Now we search for Gin and work toward escape. What do your detective eyes see? Nothing. Okay. Can I watch this? There's another disc I found while exploring. I'll watch Victim Disc E. The computer began loading the video. Damn it, this is awful. Why did this happen to me? Is there someone there? There is, right? Answer me. Am I gonna die? This sucks ass. Seriously? Sure, my life was pretty boring and I didn't care about the future. Now? Ain't it strange? It doesn't hurt at all. When I'm bleeding out this much from my gut, why doesn't it hurt? Doesn't feel like I'm really dying. Hey. Am I still alive? Hey. Video ends here. It's as if he fell asleep at the end. He was probably a high schooler. A human about the same age as me. Maybe he was one of the happy ones. What am I saying? I just felt a strange tinge of envy, that's all. People killing each other, allies dying. Being able to die without having to experience those things is pretty lucky. I'm thinking idiotic things. For his sake, too, I need to... Okay. I think he is... Ranmaru. I think that's Kageyama Ranmaru. Alright, so we've got Sara, okay. I think Naomichi was the guy with the walls. We have Keiji, Kyutaro. Oh wait, Shunsuke. Alright, sorry. I think Hayasaka Shunsuke is the guy that we saw in the pendulum video. Kinashi Anzu I don't think we've seen yet. We know Reiko. I don't think we've seen Mai yet. We have Alice. I think that was Ranmaru. I think we saw Megumi in the video that Nao bought. We know Mishima. We know Kana. We know Gin. I think Hinako... Hinako is... I think she's the one... The clown kid. I think that's her. That's my theory for right now. Alright. So I'm gonna save... and stop here. But... yeah, clearly I need to revise a couple of things. So I guess we're not actually dolls, everybody. However... okay, so we're not all actually dolls. That's good. That's fine, not an issue. But it's still perfectly... it's still in line with my main theory. Nothing has disproved my main theory at this point, and in fact has only supported it more. So I'm going to stop here for right now, for this particular minute, and then I'm going to pick this back up again in my next video. So just know that, like, this is my stuff that I've got going on in my head. Clearly some sort of, like, thing happened between Joe and Kai. Maybe about, like, roll cards or something, I don't know. And then, or perhaps about the actual, like, game itself. And then there's also Keiji over here where he's like, I'm gonna bet my life on you, blah blah blah, I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, boss. Like, that's also trying, kind of like putting me in that same exact, like, sort of like mentality of that's what's going on. So yeah, anyway, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your patience on waiting for my videos to be out. You guys are great, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!